back. A2TP podcast, episode 284. The whistle champ just was in the building. But we back for another episode of us. It's your boy International Walt. About to be international again. But it's your boy International Walt with
your girl Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest. And my whistle sound like a referee whistle, but like the one that you would buy a kid from like the dollar store. Like that style.
It's too big.
Yeah.
Where the hole is too big, where you don't have enough air to blow through.
Not
it to
like
make
the
it
good
sound
metal
tight.
one.
Yeah. It's like struggling to whistle.
I do my best.
It is what it is. Let's get right to it. How are you? What's going down?
I am...
7 days ago we was here. How life been treating you?
Life is always good to me, you know. Waking up to see another day, being able to move my body, think with my brain, you know, all those things I don't take for granted.
What's with the little pony?
Well, my hair is not done, so it's like a pony hanging out that's just like a bush ain't like cute. So I just kind of like twisted it up, put a couple bobby pins in there. Weird, because my hair, if it was like pressed out, then it could be like a nice looking pony. But yeah, mentally I'm like an 8.5. I'm good. But yeah, like an 8.5. Some things on my mind, but I'm good. Nothing bad per se.
You want to elaborate? No.
No. I don't think I have the language to put to it yet. Still processing. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing wrong, no, but yeah. Finances a 9. Always thank God for His blessings. Work is a 9. Work is really good. Yeah, work is really good, and no complaints there at all. I feel like you, like
physically.
Yeah, forgetting physically. I'm
done it 284 times.
I know, right? You rubbing off on me with the forgetties. Physically, I'm like a 9. I feel good, a little tight. You know, we've been having some intense workout, so I feel a little bit tight there, but like nothing bad. Nothing that a little relaxation, a little rubbing or something, you know, can't help. I'm looking forward to getting a massage. I'm looking forward to getting a pedicure, because just for like the 60 seconds, you know, 120 seconds that they rub your calves, that be feeling good. And the girl always say, oh, you know, we do it longer if you get a spa pedicure. And I'm not paying y'all an extra $15 just to put some powder in this water. I mean, they do more. They wrap your legs.
I thought the extra was the extra rubbing.
Well, it's more than just that. Like, they wrap your legs with these hot towels. They do some rubbing. They rub your legs with these hot rocks.
So why wouldn't you take once in a while, take your tip money and just get yourself a spa massage, and maybe tip half of what you normally tip? But for this every other time I get the spa massage, I'm gonna use that tip money that I usually give y'all and just pay the extra $15.
So let her do more work and tip her less?
You're paying for another service. What do you mean do more work? You're not asking for anything free.
No,
You're paying for
I'm
another
not saying
service.
that. I'm saying, but that additional service requires more work on her effort, and you saying take it out the tip money. I mean, I hear you. I actually don't get it. I used to like probably every other one get it. Sometimes they just upcharge you for so many things.
I'm saying
keep it
that's
basic.
for what you like. If you like for your calves to be rubbed and they rub them, and she said, hey, we do it longer if you do the other thing, then every other one I would do the other thing.
Yeah, I mean,
to make my experience more enhanced.
Again, I'd be trying to keep it basic. You know, they upcharge for every little thing, so I try to keep it as basic as possible.
No,
I tip $20. Like, I feel like for my hair.
I enjoy you keeping it basic. I'm not saying that. I'm not. Believe me, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you want that thing, then like I would do that thing like every other time you went.
Yeah, that's not a bad thought. I'll consider it. But like I said, I I feel good. But a little rubbing and a massage is coming my way soon. How about you?
Mentally, I would say 8.5. Finances, I would say
You skip
9.
past that real fast and can elaborate?
Um, oh, nothing. I don't feel like anything is wrong with us per se. Like we have like a bump in our relationship, or we're at each other's throats or anything like that. But I do worry about us sometimes having lengths of time away from therapy. Um, so that's would be on my mind sometimes, and when we, it's like a thing. So I don't want to get too deep into it, but if let's just say two people went to therapy, and two people later on are not going to therapy, but they have the tools that they learn from therapy, and two people are having a conversation that always escalates into raising voices or shutting the conversation down or putting it on pause, and it can seem like the two people that went to therapy are not using their therapy tools, and they rather do the other thing that's not going to benefit the relationship in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I just be wanting to not so much be in the forefront of it, but be ahead of the curve, and that's what be on my mind sometimes, the lengths that we have apart from therapy.
Okay.
Finances 9, work I would say a 10. Physically I would say feel like a strong 9. My body feel good, my mental feel good. My lower back was hurting yesterday. It is tweaked certain ways I move. It hurts, but overall I'm well.
Not to sound like a broken record.
Stretch, I know.
Yes,
Stretch.
I really think you need to do some stretch. Because Lord knows, I don't want you. See, this is my fear about you not stretching, right? You tweak something, you hurt something, but because you're in such a rhythm, and like it's not just a physical thing for you, it's a mental thing with you going to the gym. Of course, you're not stupid. So if you can't go, you won't go. But you're not going to want to sit down at a juncture that you need to if you really hurt yourself. Like if you tweak something in your back, you going to grin and bear it, and it may make it worse. So that's why I really want you to stretch to kind of at least help to be a little proactive in helping to alleviate. You never know when something might happen, but do whatever you can to help alleviate some of the potential of you tweaking something. That's my fear. Like, if, God forbid, if you hurt something, you're not going to want to not work out, which could exacerbate whatever the issue may be. So that's why I really want you to stretch so that, you can keep going you like to keep going. Because you're not going to want to, again, y'all, if y'all don't know, working out is like he almost feels like he's
There's a spider behind you.
He almost feels like he is indebted to do so.
She's trying to get us.
Well, there's that. We murdered something on TV. On the camera.
I don't want it near me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like he feels like he's indebted to working out because of the health issues that he had. So, of course, the losing weight and being healthy is a factor, but the mental piece in there, he feels like he owes God this in terms of like taking care of his body. So he ain't gonna sit down if he hurt himself, and he's gonna need to sit down, because if he doesn't sit down, then he could be sat down.
Don't want that to happen.
So I want you to start stretching, okay? We can stretch together. All right, and it don't mean nothing. I ain't saying spend a whole gym session, but a little, 3 minutes before and after, just to keep your, the body limber.
Hanging felt good. That was good stretching.
I couldn't hang as long as you with the hands, but even just doing it on the elbows.
My wrists, my shoulders, my hips. Like everything just fell like.
Would you do one of them machines that like they strap you in your ankles and
inversion machine?
Yeah.
Flip over. That's for your back.
Like let it like pull you some.
I don't know. I don't think I'm that. Like I just tweak something. I don't think I have back issues where I need to be inverted.
No, I'm just saying, just as like a quarterly
because I don't
pull.
I mean, I would try anything, but I don't think like I'm upside down. Like if I don't like that shit.
I'll
be hanging dizzy. Upside. Yeah, like blood rushing to my head. I wake up. I mean, I get up with a nosebleed or some shit. Nah. So yeah, I don't. And then you changing the levels of how your blood, your heart. No, I'm not. I'm good.
Yeah, and then I was thinking like I guess they can't do it from like your wrists. They could like pull your arms out of socket.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, no, because you can hold on to something and that's hanging from your wrist.
No, I mean like putting you on a table, like how they put like if they on an inversion table. Let's say they strap your ankles down or and hang you upside down. If they did it reverse, where they like strapped your wrist down and let you hang. I don't know. I just feel like your wrist weaker than your ankles.
I feel like you can be strapped on a table to your ankles. And then you hold these pegs that are in sliders that crank more and more and more and more. And you hold on as long as you can be stretched until you can't, then you let them go.
You think you'll get up taller?
I'm sure you get up a half inch, a quarter inch taller. You're goddamn right. And you would hear some cracking and popping too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you just hold on as long as you can take it. And if you can go, and it goes in little small increments. So you're not like jumping up, but you're just getting little stretch, all the way up until you can't take it no more. And then you maybe start over. But I'm sure that would work you out.
I would try it.
That would work you out.
Yeah.
I should build that machine.
Yeah.
Damn.
I would try
That's
it.
a great idea.
Yeah.
And put that out on the airwaves. People gonna take my idea.
What's your wows and woes this week?
Wow. My wow. Oh, my wow is my nephew's birthday is today. It's today? Yesterday. It's today. And he asked for this little ball, a hover ball thing. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I got it for him and he got it in the mail and he just his message to me. I appreciated him. That's my little homie. I just appreciate his message. He is, for him to be a boy and as rugged and rough as he is, he's super thoughtful. Like he's super thoughtful, and I know that comes from growing up around a bunch of sisters and women and shit like that. But he's super thoughtful. But
he's so, like you said, he's still so rough, but he's so kind and considerate.
Yeah, he has the ability to roughhouse and rough it out and and thug it out, but
he gonna ask you if you alright.
Yeah, like he's good, he's kind.
If he think he hurt you, he gonna make sure.
Enjoyed his message, and it wasn't a big deal, but I just enjoyed one, just talking to him, and another year around the sun for him. I'm glad to see he's a year older. I know he wants to be big and older like immediately, but it takes days, Mace. It takes months. It takes weeks and years. Like. It just is what it is. My not gonna try to manufacture any. Don't have none.
I'll piggyback off of you. Not only is it our nephew's birthday, it's also my sister's birthday. She had her last child on her birthday. So they shared a day, and like you said, him just getting older, being as kind and considerate and loving as he is. And I'm just grateful that my sister is in the space that she's in. She did this really cool, I don't know if I didn't tell you, I sent it to you, but I didn't tell you hey, I sent you this. I don't know if you watched it yet. She did this cool scavenger hunt thing, giving him clues, and he had to go from room to room reading these clues until the last clue, his gift, she's taking him to see WWE. And she said he cried. She didn't record that part, but she was like, he cried when he realized. But you see him as he's reading the last clue and he realized what it is. He started jumping up and down screaming. And I'm just excited, that he gets to experience that. All of the kids, in their own way get to experience, and she gets to give them those childhood memories that, it's just a blessing. So just grateful.
That's super awesome. I
yeah.
didn't watch it yet, but
yeah, because I sent it without any. Well, you won't see him cry, but just seeing him read the clues,
seeing him happy like that,
and I was excited. Like his reading skills have improved too. But you know, just seeing them making those kind of memories and her putting the effort. I don't know where she maybe no. I was gonna say because the rhyming and stuff, so I don't know. I'm sure she probably used Chat GPT, because like the way each of the clues was, like he had to go. It says like something where you brush your teeth, so he had to go to the bathroom. Then it was something where you keep your sneakers. He had to go to like the front door of their shoe rack. Then it was something where you lay your head, and then where the cups and plates are. And it rhymed like each clue, and as he's reading them. So it was really cool. So I'm just grateful for God blessing our family, my sister, our kids, and just for giving them another year.
That's super dope.
Yeah, just extremely grateful. I know that's going to be a memory that, you know, he'll have for a long time. So just grateful for that.
When they go?
It's in September. Yeah, it's in September. I'm going to get them a t-shirt, and they can take like a belt there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got so I'm gonna get them a t-shirt and a belt to take there to wear there.
Take that stuff there. Well, I don't know because they probably want you to buy that shit there. Yeah,
I mean, I know you can wear a t-shirt.
Yeah, t-shirts you can wear, but the belts and shit, I see kids in the audience with that, but they may have bought it there. Like they won't let you walk in because
they want you to buy their paraphernalia.
Yeah, like you bought the belt somewhere for $30 and we got it for $50. Like we want you to buy. We can't come in with that.
Well, his uncle will send him some spending money this time so he can, you know, get some stuff. I mean, he ain't gonna be buying no $10 Slurpee cup.
No,
but
I got
something.
He gonna want to enjoy himself.
Yeah, I want.
His first wrestling match. I remember my first wrestling match. I also remember my first concert being like super excited like that.
Yeah.
Just to think like I'm doing something that, you know, was set aside for grown people. So, but with wrestling is, you know, it's a bunch of kids, and I'm sure he'll enjoy it.
My first wrestling match was with my only wrestling match was with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure I'm lost. I don't know who nobody is. I don't know who. Couldn't give him no tips on who to like. I'm sure he know who the villains and who to root for and all that. I don't know their names or none of that shit.
And I don't know.
My generation of wrestlers is gone.
I don't know if it's like because it's like isn't it WWE? It's Raw, and then what's the other one?
SmackDown.
I don't know which show it is, but I'm excited.
Super dope.
Yeah,
that's super dope.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. So yeah, that was my wild. Just my baby's having another birthday, and I don't have any woes. You want to get into the show?
Sure. I was about to ask you something, but I forgot.
I'm talking about SmackDown. I was saying my first show.
I'm about to say I lost my train of thought.
My only wrestling show was with you. We used to be huge fans watching it on TV, and going to see it ruined it for us because it was so awesome in person
that watching it on TV sucked.
Yeah, when we came back, it was like, no, it was so. And to this day, and we have been to numerous concerts, boxing matches. Well, you've been to a couple boxing matches. We've been to a lot of events. The WWE is forever the loudest thing I have ever been in the audience for. It was one of them loud, like those the loud sounds where it gets so loud it gets silent.
Yeah,
it's almost like a like you just it's so loud it gets silent. And I used to be a huge fan of Edge, and I made a sign that said Edgemania. It was dope. It was a dope experience. Something that, you know, I love having those experiences. Saying that we can do.
As far as loudness, the 1 and 1A would be that and Monster Truck. Monster Truck is loud. Like those microphones on those goddamn Bigfoot trucks. That shit that shit is loud.
Well, and we took Mace to see, so like that was a good.
Loud.
I think I was distracted because not only was it loud, it was dusty, and my baby, his eyes were so. I ended up having to buy a $6 bottle of water just to use it to flush his. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, and we had great seats, and it was so much dust, and he was itching and itching and itching his eyes. His eyes was red and swollen. So I probably was kind of distracted from the noise because I just wanted to make sure that he was okay. Yeah. And but that was
thought it was a great idea to put microphones on the mufflers and engines, but that shit is loud.
And they give you headphones, but they should give you goggles too.
That shit is loud. And something on your mouth because your lips get dry, eyes get dry.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's gonna enjoy it, and he probably should take some earphones because his hearing ain't gonna be the same when he leaves.
Yeah, or the little earplugs.
Yeah,
I mean, because you want to hear it, but you don't want to. Yeah, I'll let Eric. Oh, I'll definitely let our sister know because my sister already got issues with her ears, so I'll let her know what to.
That shit is
expect.
Next level loud.
Yeah. Well, talking about our nephew and boys in our lives that we love, because we have several nephews. But just to kind of pivot to something that is on a sadder note, is the recent story of Nolan Xavier Wells. Young man, 18 years old, I believe. He's 18. He lived in Mississippi. 4th of July weekend, he went out on a boat with three or four? Four of his other friends. Him being the only black boy, young man, the other four being Caucasian. They went out on a boat to Horn Island, a little island off the coast of Mississippi. And it looked like an area from the videos where a lot of people with boats, kind of, not dock, but like anchor. Is that the word? Anchor, and they party, chill. Some people were standing. The water. Yeah, some people were standing in the water. So obviously, like once it wasn't that deep. Like it was like waist deep. Some people on the island. Some people still on their boats, drinking beers. Having a good time. Where things went left, we don't quite know. But what we do know is that Nolan's friends returned home without him. With his phone that was given to his mom. They said that he decided to stay, supposedly to see a girl or something, and his body was found. Probably, I think that happened 4th of July, and I think his body was found 2 days later.
On the 6th.
Very unfortunate story, and it just is reminiscent of other stories that have occurred where being the only black person in a group, something goes awry and that black person ends up deceased. There was a story of a woman, her name was Miss Horsford. She was at an adult sleepover with her, friends and neighbors, I guess. She was the only black woman, and she was found dead the next morning.
It says she fell off a back deck.
Yeah, like she fell off a bed. But and it's just one of them stories where you think to yourself, like, you're having a sleepover, right? You with a group of friends. Even you go out there to drink. Like nobody thinks, hey, where's I forget her name, but it starts with a T. So where's Miss Horford? Like, where is she? Like nobody's seen her. Y'all all dead, sleep. Nobody like it. It's too convenient to feel accidental. And then they say there were other injuries that were found on her, and this happened in Forsyth County, Georgia, where there is still active active groups. I'm trying to say that word, sex, SECTS. Say that.
Sexed.
Yeah. Of Klan members, right? Who knows? Like, and in this case of Nolan being in Mississippi of all places, M-I, crooked letter, I, crooked letter, I, humpback, I. Mississippi, and he ends up dead. And it just, so, I mean, not to necessarily take the story off of him because he is the story, and it's so unfortunate for his family to have to go through this without having answers. And let me just say this is my conspiracy theory. I don't know what happened. But I do feel like them bringing his phone back just feels really weird. Like, how did y'all end up with his phone? Even if he decided to stay to go see a girl, like, you would think, okay, if you meeting up with this girl, like, you probably gonna call her to meet up with her, text her, or people text her to meet up with her. Like, how y'all end up with his phone? My thought is y'all took the phone because if it was with his body, then they would have been able to ping the phone to find him, where y'all probably thought if you don't have the phone, it'll take longer to find him. I don't know. That's my
It's fishy
theory.
with the phone. It's fishy with the lawyers that y'all come home and get lawyers all at the same time. One of y'all dad is a judge.
The mom.
So it's fishy either way. And again, these stories that happen isn't just a one-off. This is too much alike to even be accidental or coincidental. But going to, I mean, we gotta, as black folk, we just gotta watch going. And again, you go to a sleepover with 8 of your white friends. I mean, you gotta know that, and I'm not victim blaming, but I'm just saying, you know, your friends and the sly shit they say, and who your friend is, and you might overlook some shit, but you know, and you could feel it in your bones that you're not around love. Like, you around people and laughing and joking, but you're not around anybody that really has your best fucking interest, because that shit wouldn't happen. Even if it is some bad apples in the bunch, if somebody in the group got your best interest and is your real friend, they'll protect you. They'll be like, nah, we ain't doing that to her. Like, that's my real friend. And other people, fuck y'all. But for that shit to happen, that means none of them people was your friend. You might have thought that, might have felt that, and overlooked some shit. But we just got to be more mindful and vigilant not to be around these white folks like that. Hanging around these white folks and thinking that they're our friend. Like,
especially in large groups like that, when we're the only one.
And I know it's some cool white people out there, and there's white people out there that has black friends. There's black people out there that have white friends. But I'm saying, for the most part, it's the differences that we all have in the culture and all that kind of shit. The way the world is now, the tension in the world, like, it's just something that you have to watch. It's just something that you have to watch.
I remember this was in 2003-ish, right? So early 2000s, which is the 2000s, not like the 70s or something. I remember working with a gentleman, and this was in Philadelphia. And I'll never forget when he was saying to me that before he worked at that job, like, he didn't know any black people. And this was like a white guy who gave the appearance of being real cool, down to earth. But, but he I remember him saying that before working there, he didn't know any black people. His perception of black, and he lived in New Jersey, like, not far from where we live right now. He lived in Belmar, not the beach Belmar, the other Belmar. So you talking about 30 minutes out of Philadelphia. He didn't know any black people. His perception of black people was that they were either crackheads or thieves, criminals, because that's what he's seen on the news. And this is a man, if I'm 45 today, I'm going to say he might be 55, 60. So he wasn't like some old white man. And it was just one of them things where it was like, wow, like, if that's the mentality that he had, and his family, and I'll never forget him saying he had a daughter who at that time was like a teenager, 13, 14, and he said that she went to school with black kids, and she liked black boys. And I remember him saying she could never bring home a black boy, not because of him. He was like, his mother, her grandmother, would kill her, would never allow it. And I say that to say, you talking about a man who at that time, 20 years ago, let's say he was 35. One generation from him was his mom, the daughter's grandma. And for him to say his mother would never allow for her granddaughter to be with black people, we have to think about the white people who are out here who, yes, may have black friends, and they may not be racist in theory, but they are only one, maybe 2 generations removed from generations that were majority of that mindset. You know what I mean? So it's not like we're talking about, oh, well, these people that was back in the 1900s, 1920s. No, in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, there were still old white people. And I'm not saying they don't exist today, because they do. But there were still old white people that grew up in those times where they kept that mentality and they fed that into their kids. And now some of those kids may have broke out of that way of thinking, or some of them fed it to the next generation. And so that's what we have to be mindful of when we are, and I'm not speaking in favor of like a segregated society where you got white people on one side, black people on the other side, but we do have to be aware, especially with children. I think a lot of times when black people reach a certain level, and the son whose mom is a judge, she had deactivated her social media accounts immediately after this happened. She reactivated them with this apology saying she did it because her family was facing death threats. She wanted to protect her kids. Mm-hmm. She grew up with Nolan's mom. They lived in the same community. She has respect for them. So I think sometimes when black people reach a certain level of success, we want to live in better neighborhoods. We want to, move out the hood, rightfully so. But it comes at a cost sometimes when children are put in environments where they already are looked at as the minority, being black people in society, but now they're like the raisins in the milk, like our niece calls it. Like you go to a school that may have 400 students and there's 3 black kids. I think it has it can have negative physical effects on the kids, but also psychological effects, because where are they getting their cultural experience from in those instances?
It's supposed to be from their parents' household. I see it on both ends, where you can be affected going to school with all white kids if you're a black kid, and it fuck with your mental. You're not socializing with your culture every day on a day-by-day basis as you're growing. Mm-hmm. But you're also supposed to get that at home, and you're supposed to have these kids with some discernment. If it's like a thing, and I don't know whether it's from the era that I grew up in, where it's like, or just coming up as a black man, it's a thing you wear. It's things you do. It's things you don't do. Mm-hmm. It's things you say. It's things you don't say. And it's unspoken rules and unwritten rules in that. So the discernment has to be there. I'm getting invited to, I'm in construction, lots of white guys. I get invited to a cookout or a place, something to do at the lake or something, and it's just the fellas. And I look and see it's 11 white dudes and I'm the only black guy. I'm not going. Yeah. And that's just my own discernment. Nobody didn't have to tell me that. That's just my life experience. Nah, I know these dudes. I work with them every day, but I'm not going there for the simple fact that somebody might be drinking, say some wrong shit, and I'll fuck somebody up. Mm-hmm. Or it could, anything could happen. I could get jumped. Anything could happen when we outside of work, because we men, and there's a small level of violence amongst men at all times. So I wouldn't even put myself in those situations. I don't think you would either, where some people from work invite you and you okay, I might go to this thing, but babe, it's all 10 white women. I'm the only black lady going. I just don't even want to put myself in a situation like that.
I don't even want to, and I know it's different for you because you've been there for as long as you have. I'm not going to say I wouldn't, but I wouldn't want to even work in an environment where I was the sole black person.
No, and we all come up under that racism shit, both sides. There's white kids that were told you better not ever bring a black person home. I myself came up in the 90s where my mother said she can't use your comb, don't bring her home. And she meant that shit. So it was on both ends, where blacks want you to stay with blacks and whites want you to stay with whites. It happens in our society. There's black people with white people, but for the most part, that's why they call it pack mentality. People want to be with their people.
Well, and I think too, when it comes to relationships, it also is larger. It's a larger issue than just being with our people, because then you got to think about, and I'm not saying that I'm against interracial relationships or marriage or children, but that is what also some people think ahead to as well, of if I'm going to be with a black man, I want to be with a black man because I want to have black children, like 100% black children, or vice versa. I want to be with a black woman. I don't have an issue with interracial marriage, except when somebody has a preference except their own. That's when it bothers me. It's like, why do you have such, if you're a black man, why do you have such disdain for black women? And but if it's like, okay, I date whatever and this is just who I fell in love with, okay, fine. But I mean, not that I'm not gonna say I have an issue with it, because that's their business.
It's the devil you know type of thing. I've heard that before, and I get it just from another perspective. It's what you've been dealing with your whole life. So you might have had 20 instances where you dealt with black women on a relationship or a talking to thing, and 18 of them was bad. That's your life experience, so that's what you want to pull.
Well, in that case, you tried this, so I'm okay with that.
So when you meet that man and he says, "I have a disdain. I don't date black women. I only date Puerto Ricans or whites or Asians," then you'll be like, "Well, damn, that's what you're saying. Why do you have a disdain for black women?" Not knowing that he's pulling from his own life experience. That's all. So he ain't got nothing else to go on.
Yeah, I kind of don't like it, but I mean, yes, when you come out the gate and you've never dated one, I feel like you got some mommy issues or something. Like,
or you might have been watching some porn that was all white when you was young, and that's just what you got attracted to first. Like, I don't know, but
or again, you've grown up in one of these environments where you haven't really been exposed to black women. And I mean, it's not that you have a disdain, but it's like you don't really know black women because you've only grown up around white women. So but again, I'm not necessarily against interracial marriage or relationships, but I do think some people outside of just the pack mentality, it's that forward thinking of, is this going to be my husband, us having kids? And some people who say they would never, and they end up doing it and it lasts forever. But I think I think us as black people, we have to kind of think about in the long term how kids are affected when we want to be in that upper echelon of communities and schools, and you think about it, and you think, how will that impact your children? Like, we were watching that show Couples Therapy when the girl was saying, she had a white mom, black dad. She grew up in California. She got teased about her hair because she was around all other white kids, and her mom didn't know what to do with her hair. But it's one of them things where I don't think she had a white mom, but even if you have black parents, you might think that because you're black and maybe your cultural experiences will be enough to influence and impact your children. But you got to think, they're with their peers. Mm-hmm. Like, they're going to have the largest impact on them, especially during those, those developmental years. Yeah, they're going to have the largest impact on them.
Talking about
pubescent. Yeah, they're gonna have the largest impact. And then even once they go through puberty, like you talking about 13 through 16, 17, 18, like, well, I mean, I would say 13 through 16 is when it's really going to kick in. But even before that, that's when they're learning about what they like or dislike about themselves. Yeah. You're learning how to love your hair or hate your hair. That
happens a little younger.
Yeah.
So it may be at 10 that you're going through some real stress as a 10-year-old. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man.
and I'm all for people wanting to live in a better community. I just think that in those cases, I would think parents need to know when you're making that decision, okay, let me get my son in a camp in the city. Like, if he played basketball, like in the city, or if my daughter is into dance school, I'm gonna take her to the dance school in the city where she's lining up and she's the only brown face in the ballet line.
Exposure. They can go to all white schools if that's what the demographic is. But I work hard and I've sacrificed a lot for my kids to go to this school. Then that's where they're gonna go to get the better education and be in a better environment. Now it's my job to expose them to black and be black in the house, and it's our job to do that and put that on them and take them to places. And if you want to play basketball, you're gonna play in the black league with the other black kids, and you're gonna know that part of you instead of just having 10 years go by and you just been with these white kids. You're gonna adapt their behaviors and you'll lose it. You'll lose it.
Another thing I think that's important is for parents to teach their children not only how to be a good friend, but how, like I think you mentioned the discernment in having good friends. We saw another video where
and knowing what a friend is, because we had a family member of ours who liked to throw the friend around. So it's like you gotta, that discernment that you're talking about. Everybody not your friend,
right? But we watched a video of a young man. Y'all might have seen it where he was in like a river, a stream or something, and I'm not sure what the community was, and he couldn't swim. Black boy, he was with a bunch of white friends. You couldn't see his friends, but you could hear him. And they left him on one side of the stream and was telling him, oh, he had on a life jacket, which he said, this is for a kid. This ain't even like an adult size life jacket. And they was telling him, oh, just swim, just come across. You got to learn how to swim. Well, you can't tell a person who don't know how to swim, you got to learn how to swim to get across this ravine. Luckily, a white family, mom, dad, 2 boys, were kayaking and saw him. He held onto their kayaks and just kind of like doggy paddle. They took him to the other side. But even this family, like their antennas was up, like this ain't cool. Like his friends are jerks.
Assholes is what they call them.
Yeah, so it's important for kids to realize, and it's sometimes it's a hard lesson because friendship heartbreak hurt like, romantic heartbreak. You think somebody your friend and they do something shady to you, or you gotta stop talking to them, or you realize like, damn, like they ain't who I thought they were. But it's really important for parents to teach their children how to have that discernment. And sometimes you gotta like touch the fire to learn that. But that's something too that is really strong. When do you think you learn?
The kid may have learned that in that video because he said, I'm not coming back with y'all no more.
Yeah.
So I don't know how serious he was in that, but he may have learned that in the moment, like in real time. Like, y'all not my friends. Like,
and maybe with it going viral, like some adults in his life really had a conversation. Like, don't let that be words like, this is how they put you in danger.
In a teachable moment, like, friends joke, young kids joke. So that whole, just swim, that's like emotional immaturity where you don't understand if he can't swim, he shouldn't be in water. The whole your dad's in prison, the monkey noises, all that kind of shit says y'all are not my friends. Like that says y'all are not my friends. Y'all are not people that have my best interest. And I'm the only black kid with y'all and I'm y'all friend. Y'all brought me here, left me over here. Now y'all gonna make monkey noises, bring my dads up in prison and all this other shit. Like that alone says I'm done with y'all.
Yeah, and you're right. I think that does come with some emotional maturity or just life maturity to know if a person doesn't know how to swim, they don't know how to swim. Yeah. And when you're even the
you
dad,
can say it 14 different ways, they're still scared of
and
water.
The dad who helped them across, he mentioned like, wow, the wind was changing, the current was changing. So you know what was going to happen when he tried to, first of all, he's trying to go from point A to point B. Anybody who knows anything about rushing water knows that when he is trying to get from here to here, if the water is going that way, he's going to end up down there somewhere. And who knows what's going on with the current, the undercurrents in the water somewhere.
Is it something to climb up on it when he gets there? It could not be low no more. Wait, now he got to climb a fucking rock to get up. Like it could
or
be a
in the middle, it could be
things.
like an undercurrent that swoops him down. What y'all gonna say then?
Yeah.
What y'all gonna say then? Oh, we told him just to swim.
When I got back to the goddamn docks and got that life jacket off, 4 sucker punches. Like, y'all crazy leaving me out here. Like, y'all crazy. Y'all don't. I have to show y'all how serious I am about I can't swim. Because y'all don't understand I can't swim.
And why did y'all leave him? Like, they were nowhere to be seen in the video. So they obviously were all the way on the other side. Why did y'all leave him? And to your point, when we talked about Miss Horsford, now I couldn't tell exactly how many it was, but it was more than one person, but none of y'all was his friend, because not one of y'all said, even when the other family came along to help him, none of them said, oh, we was coming, like, here I come, I'll come help you. Nobody made any attempts to help. None of those people was his friend. You know, but when for my 40th birthday, we went to Puerto Rico, and my sisters went with us, and we went on an excursion to this beautiful island. It literally was like Gilligan's Island in the best way. My youngest sister does not know how to swim. But she's not afraid of water, which is not normal. But she got off the boat, and you know, she made her way to the shore. But when it was time to come back, he had to hold her by her life jacket and swim back to the boat and just pull. Like, when you don't know how to swim, if you fall off something, the life jacket is going to keep you up, but you don't know how to swim. Like, there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to, like, it's not going to pop in. Now, to a person that knows how to swim, it's going to be like, oh, that's simple. Just kick your feet. Just do this. But if you don't know how to swim, you don't know how.
To bring this back to Mr. Nolan Xavier Wells.
Yes.
Rest in peace to him. I'm sure some more is going to come out about how he died and like what happened to him.
Yeah.
But the story was
So
about
sad.
him. So just rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family and everything that they're going through.
Yeah.
And talking about something that affects kids, there is 19 Ohio nurses pregnant at the same time in the same hospital on the same floor. This is like a pack thing. In 2014, 11 of them did it. It started out with 17 of them, and then 2 just recently said that they're pregnant too. They're all from 12 to 35 weeks.
Wow.
19 nurses pregnant at the same time on the same floor.
I
I think it's kind of cultish. I don't like it. My first thing is I don't like it.
I mean,
babies being born, cool, but I don't like it. It's too cultish. 19?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things where it's
We're
like,
gonna go home and let them fucking nut in it so we can get pregnant.
the sad part about it is the women who, you know, are
That had to be a pack.
unsuccessful. Yeah, the women who are unsuccessful at the end. You know, I recently watched was it a movie or a show? It was a show where long story, these women, these families were friends. It was like 4 couples, but they met in a like, not like a Lamaze class, but like a pregnancy circle you kind of go to before you have the baby. So that's where they all met, because they all were pregnant. Now fast forward, it's like 8, 9, 10 years later, they're all still friends. And I thought, wow, that's cool. They met there. They all were pregnant. Their kids get to grow up together and be friends. But again, they were strangers when they met, so this wasn't like a pact. And thinking of this, I'm like, okay, if y'all are friends or have some sort of, you know, relationship, you know, y'all kids get to grow up together, but
19
you gotta think, y'all are all prepared. Not everybody who agreed to this is probably prepared and just wanted to think like, oh, this is a cool thing to do, which is weird.
And it's highly unlikely that they all have a bond. Like,
right.
19,
that's what I'm saying. Like, those
8,
who just jumped
6,
in.
Yeah, 19 is like, what the fuck are y'all doing up here? Like, what are y'all doing up here?
Not only that, the hospital.
Y'all should stop taking lunch together, stop eating, like, stop doing everything together. Now y'all going home having sex with your husbands?
Well, not only that, when all these people go out on on maternity leave, the hospital's going to be pissed.
Well,
like,
be
they're
back
gonna
to
have
back to back, because they all from 12 to 35 weeks.
Yeah.
So some get ready to pop because they 35 weeks, and then some only 12 weeks. So it'll be in rotation that they going out.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. You know, 3 or 4 friends that, you know, try this. It's funny. It's cute. It's only cute though until, God forbid, somebody finds out they can't. They're unsuccessful, and then it's like,
It's not. It's
damn,
not so, yeah. It's
damn.
Not,
we shouldn't have.
We tried to do a little pack and make it fun, and it ain't fun no more.
Yeah, so that's where like things can go very tricky. But 19 is crazy. And you said years ago at this same hospital.
2014 on the same floor, same hospital. 11 nurses did the same thing.
Is this the maternity ward
Mm-hmm.
that they work in? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So,
and they're delivering each other's kids.
It's cute. It's weird, but it's cute.
Yeah, I don't like it. Like reading it first, it's like I don't like it. It's too cultish. I don't like it. It's too much. It's a little overboard.
Yeah.
And speaking about like having a pack with your friends and all that stuff, you have had a good group of friends your whole life. Some long stay, some short stay. But if you were a man, would you date your friends? A la Toya, a la your Gordon Street girls, like would you date them? No, and you don't have to tell me. Like I would just rather you say a simple yes or no, because you know all their personal business and who people really are.
No,
so without giving anything away, yes or no, would you date your friends?
Some.
Like,
so I mean, I don't mind giving
that bias shit out. I know you love your friends.
No. I don't mind even like speaking in specifics. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna tell none of their business, but like some like as you mentioned, I'm thinking like I think about like okay, when you say my Gordon Street girls, Mina is one who is like very ambitious. So when I think about dating, I'm like, I don't know how sexy my friends are, like in the bedroom or stuff
so
like that.
If I ran off 3, would you just give me yes or no?
Yeah.
Toya.
No, because Toya has a hard shell wall up that I feel, and again, this is me being biased because I know her. Now, a man going into it, probably
would. You're the man. That's only get into that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I would approach her because she got a booty, she beautiful, but like knowing her personality as a man, I feel like it would be hard to break her wall down.
Tia.
No. See, I think Tia, it would be fun. But my girl gotta stop smoking cigarettes. But I feel like she would be fun to date. She would be crazy, but I probably would date Tia. She probably would be crazy.
Jay.
Yeah.
See, easy. Little 3-piece.
Yeah, I would say Jay because of the mysteriousness.
So no, yes, and yes.
No, maybe, and yes.
Okay, because it's cigarettes.
Yeah, no, maybe, no, and Tia is a little crazy. So no, maybe, and yes. And again, Jay is more like mystery to her. So I think that is what's the enticing to a man, because it's like they don't know what they feel like. What am I getting here? What's this mystery now? They don't know that she a little bit heartless. She'll cut you off, but I think as a man, I would give it a whirl. But like when I think of some friends, I think of some of my friends who I feel like are super supportive and loving of their husbands and stuff like that. So I think as a man, like that would be great. I think of some who are very fun. I think of some who I feel like are more controlling.
Do you have any boring friends?
Boring?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have any mean friends?
Yes.
Do you have any friends who bitch all the time?
No, because I would. They probably wouldn't be my friend.
Okay.
Because I don't have no tolerance for that. Yeah, I don't have any tolerance for that. But yeah, I have some boring friends. I mean, and boring is subjective. Like, because I feel like people have friends for different purposes. Like Toya, I love her down. Toya's not my fun friend. Like, we ain't going to yoga together. We ain't sweating together at all. We can look cute. We can go eat, spend some money. Like, we can, like, that's my girl. That's my luxurious friend. But we ain't sweating. We ain't going for no walks. We ain't doing no Pilates. We might sweat if we went to like the beach or something, but we gonna look cute while doing it. Then I have some friends that's down, for the nitty gritty that, will get in the dirt, get in the mud. So, I mean, yeah, you have different friends for different purposes.
Would you date Crystal?
I would date Crystal because Crystal, I think, would be a fun partner.
Okay.
Like Crystal, yeah, a fun partner, but a stable. Like, she's not like you got some people that's like a busybody that can't be still, and then you have some people that just want to have fun. So I think Crystal would be that kind of partner that like want to have fun.
3 Rams?
Yeah.
First gram. This is, I think, hypocritical of our culture and Black people. This is just my opinion. It could be unpopular, but the 4th of July versus Juneteenth. I'm seeing a lot of Black folk bust out Juneteenth like, hey, this is our holiday. Want the day off from work or whatever, and all the Juneteenth functions and gowns and dashikis and all that kind of stuff. And Juneteenth, yeah, we was free. People in Texas got the news 2 years later. I get it. But then what happens when the 4th of July comes around? What happens when the 4th of July comes around? We out there celebrating. We out there with the red, white, and blue on. They took the dashiki off, and we done got the American hat on. We got the American t-shirt on, and we out there celebrating the fireworks. And we know what that day was.
So
which one is it?
I saw some people say July 4th was Juneteenth 2.0. Then I saw some people say we ain't celebrating 4th of July. We just like fireworks and barbecue. Now, I think it's different if you out there with the Uncle Sam red, white, and blue hat on. If you just throwing a little something on.
We was walking down there. I seen a couple Black folk with.
Oh yeah. I'm speaking in general. I'm not talking about everybody who we see. But I think if you just having a cookout, because one, you got to think people are off. Like, it's a shame not everybody gets off for a lot of people now, but not everybody gets off for Juneteenth. And Juneteenth is one of those, not to say you couldn't celebrate on a Saturday if it falls on a Wednesday, because you can. But Juneteenth is one of those holidays that you get, 4th of July is the same too. So, like, even if it's on a Wednesday, you get that Wednesday off. So, I mean, again, not everybody has off for Juneteenth, but I think just about everybody have off for July 4th.
Blue collar workers don't have off for Juneteenth.
No.
Everybody else does, but blue collar workers don't.
Yeah. But like banks and, that's blue collar. So you mean like construction, trash? Man,
that's city workers. I think they're off.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of them things, and it's gonna take. We kind of talked about this. Kwanzaa never really picked up the way it should.
I think it's bullshit. I think people are looking for a celebration anyway they can.
They looking for a cookout wherever.
A hot dog, a burger. It's hot outside. Everybody else outside. People ain't nobody gonna get no call talking like, what you doing for the 4th? Man, fuck that shit. I ain't going nowhere because we had Juneteenth. Like, people gonna get up and go somewhere for the 4th.
But I do feel like Juneteenth is gaining more momentum than Kwanzaa ever did.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah, than Kwanzaa ever did.
I had to ask you who was Kwanzaa for.
Yeah, so maybe, who knows, 20 years from now, Juneteenth may be even bigger, as far as the celebrations than it is now. I don't think we're going to see no progress with Kwanzaa, though.
I don't think we're going to see any progress with Kwanzaa, but we're going to have to, as the years go on, you got to pick one. You can't be out there.
So we can't go for the fireworks, though?
Have fireworks on Juneteenth. Introduce fireworks on Juneteenth, but you can't.
The townships and stuff got
to
do that.
I'm about to say they have to.
Because the townships do have celebrations. We went to a great celebration.
They have to give it all to you. They have to say, we're going to fire off some fireworks, and y'all got to allow this. So because if we want to have Juneteenth and make that our holiday and make it bigger, you're going to have to let go of the 4th of July. Like, that's the opposite of Juneteenth. You can't celebrate them both, the freedom and the captivity.
So if we do the cookouts and the fireworks on Juneteenth, there's no need to do anything on 4th of July.
No, that's the captivity. The freedom was Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Okay. Round 2. Would you let's go to here first. This Big Tigger assault incident with his crazy wife. Some videos had came out of him trying to get his phone back from her, and her throwing herself on the floor, and I just saw a guy trying to get his phone out of his girl's hand. Some people may say that's still assault, and in this day and age you shouldn't be doing that. That's for those people to say. That's fine. I didn't see anything wrong with what he was doing. He was trying to get his phone out of his hand, out of her hand, and she threw herself on the floor. And the way that the story read in the beginning about her face and her eye was black and all this other kind of shit, not unless there's more video, but this video, I don't see any assault happen. Did you see a video? Did you see the video?
I did see the video, and I felt like if this is what they're using as quote unquote proof of an assault, This ain't it. Like, again, there was physical contact in him trying to get his phone, but he was to me it looked as if he was intentional about how he was approaching her, like wide reaches, making sure he didn't step or kick her, when she was on the floor, like grabbing intentionally for the phone, not like no body punches, no hair grabbing, no gripping her up, because I mean,
he never grabbed her arm to peel it from the phone. He just was trying to grab the phone.
Like, that's why it felt like he was being, maybe because he knew, and I'm not saying off camera he has done anything else because I don't know, but maybe because he knew he's being recorded, so he told himself, like, be intentional about what's going on. But if that's the proof, they missed. Like, I didn't feel like he was doing anything harmful to her.
And his wife has come out that she may have a problem because she was arrested for could be a kidnapping charge. 2014, her daughter went missing and has been missing ever since. And this was a few weeks after her father got full custody of his child and was supposed to come back home, and she just went missing. And till this day, nobody know where she at. And he thinks the mom knows, but that would show like what type of state of mind she in to like kind of throw herself on the floor, make a scene. Like, it is if you're a person who just wipe, and I'm not saying she did anything to her daughter, but obviously she just vanished. And it's 2026. Like, nobody is saying like, okay, she was killed, she was taken, she was snatched. Like, there's no suspects or nothing. Like,
I don't think this proves that anything is wrong with her in a sense. I think what a lot of parents do, and I'm not saying it's right, it's like, like with a family member somewhere, and she's 17 now. I would bet money when this girl is 18, she's gonna pop out. Because she's legally an adult then, and she could say, I ran away. Whatever the story is she wants to be told, I don't know. But that's what I think happened. I think she's somewhere being homeschooled. Maybe she felt like, you're not getting custody of my daughter because I don't want to not be in my child's life. And I'm not saying that.
You can't be if you're saying she's missing. You can't go see her.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's probably been some kind of contact, or at least I would.
Based on what though?
I'm just assuming. I don't know.
Okay.
But I think.
Pretty sure.
I think she is, because she hasn't voiced any concern about her daughter being missing, and it was something that like I think at one time they like showed up thinking that she was at one house, and she was just like, no, she's not there.
As I read, she went to the police and filed a police report and said her daughter was missing. So if she initiated the police report and says she's missing, what happened to her is all I'm saying. If her dad says she was supposed to come over here, I was supposed to get her back. I got the custody 2 weeks ago. Now I'm supposed to get her back, and my baby mom is saying she gone, she vanished. Okay, you gotta explain.
Oh, that. I didn't read that. I read that he filed the like missing persons report because he won custody, and she was supposed to drop the little girl off, and she never did. And it was just like, I don't know where she is, but almost like she's never been too concerned about it. That's why, to me, it triggered. She know where she is. She just wanted to make sure that this man didn't have her daughter, take her daughter away, where she would never see her daughter again. So maybe she figured, okay, if you with Big Mama, or if you with Aunt this, or Cousin this, or somebody, then you within our family, and I can still maybe sneak to see you every now and then. Whatever the case may be. That's just my assumption.
I understand that, but I hear what you're saying. I received that, but just walking through it, if the court said your kid has to go to the dad, then the court said that there's a date that has to happen by. If you don't produce that, you have to answer for that. That doesn't just go away.
No, it doesn't. That's why she says she might be in trouble, because they looking at it as she kidnapped her, but they just can't arrest her because they don't have any proof. So she did
That's what you think. She just stole her and put her somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think she's with a family member or something somewhere, because she didn't want the dad to have custody, and she never see her again.
And like everybody knows, it's really, something's really got to be wrong with the mom to give the dad full custody in this society, in this country. Like, that's not a normal thing for dads to get full custody. Like, that, we got to say that that's fact. And so for a dad to get full custody, it had to I don't know, I'm not going to say what, but it had to say something wasn't 100% right over here with the mom.
It could have been that. Sometimes it could be
Like,
the
dads don't get full
financial
custody.
situation. If the mom wasn't, let's say, and I'm just throwing a completely hypothetical because I have no clue. Let's say mom and dad were together. Dad was the breadwinner. Mom, didn't work. She and they broke up, and now it's like she don't really have a stable home life. She living, from couch to couch, staying with family members wherever they let her stay. She ain't working yet, and dad, again, was the breadwinner, has a stable home life. He has money, has a job. That could be reason to be like, okay, then the child goes with the dad.
I just don't see when the dad says,
and I'm sorry, I know those instances are much lesser than moms getting custody, but I think in those circumstances, when it comes to money, I think that's a big one where dads win sometimes.
I'm not going to dispute that. It could be. I don't see how it goes past the kid is supposed to come here. I get the custody. The kid never shows up. I tell the courts she never produced the kid. The courts are supposed to make her produce the kid. That's what I'm saying when I say it don't go away. If she says, oh, I don't know where she is, she's a child at this time in 2014. She's a little child. So you're supposed to be taking care of her. How do you just say, I don't know where she is?
Well, that's why they have her listed as missing. That's why she's on.
But if the dad didn't have nothing to do with it and he's saying she's supposed to get dropped off, the last person that she was with was the mom. So if you go to the mom and say, what happened? Did she get was she abducted?
I don't know what her story
was. She this? No. Okay, well, what happened? Like, you wake up she wasn't in the bed. What happened? Like, you can't just, I just don't see how it just...
From what I read, the dad's family, I think I read something from like his sister or something. They are all under the assumption that mom knows where she is. She's just keeping her from the dad. And again, this happened, if I'm not mistaken, when the little girl was 4 and she 17 now.
Hence the kidnapping charges.
Yeah, like this ain't like nothing new. And again, at 4 years old, she might have said, hell no, you ain't taking my baby. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that that's right to do so, but yeah.
And you involving somebody else when you do that. If you get caught, they're going to be locked up for harboring a kid that they're not supposed to. Like, that's a whole thing. Like, you got to have a...
And that's why I said, like, is the kid being homeschooled? Because you would have had to change her name. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, now you committing white collar crime. Not only did you do some kidnapping, but you got to change up some shit, change names, get a new identity. That's a whole... I just don't get that. Last round. Would you consider, now this is not like we beefing or anything, but we've been in the airport before and been arguing and fought over just being tense and carrying bags and trying to get to places and it being a hassle. And
I'm just laughing because our attention in the airport for the most part has been when we get home finding a car.
Yeah. I was getting to that, finding a car and all that kind of stuff. Now they have a thing called airport divorce, where as soon as you get past the checkout as security, you go your way, I go mine. Which means like you can go get a coffee and sit at a table and calm down. I can go get something to eat if I want something to eat. Like I can go over here and take a nap if I want to take a nap, but we don't have to do the same thing or be amongst each other where we're going to fight and argue over what to eat, what you want to do, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of under the guise of sleep divorce.
I mean, I think for us, we do pretty good in the airport.
I think we do too. Yeah. I think we've had some times in the airport, like, and it's been mainly on the comeback.
Yes,
mainly, I was going to say. It's never been going anywhere. We're always excited to be with each other and go somewhere. The comebacks,
and we be half sleep.
And I know you'll blame. He hasn't smoked in hours. That's a part of her, her fucking on me. She's going to put that on me forever. He hasn't smoked in hours. But she could be being
No, this is the thing.
Sassy.
No, let's say, so y'all know he smokes, right?
This is the thing.
So before you get to the airport, you get to the airport 3 hours before a flight, right? So 3 hours he hasn't smoked. And I'm not saying like he's some hardcore addict that gotta smoke every half hour, but it's 3 hours. And then considering the flight time, like shortest flight we've taken is like 3 hours, coming from Jamaica or something like that. So you're talking about a 6 hour time period. By the time and that's if the flight isn't delayed. Okay? So then by the time we land, we usually are just silent. Like, get off the plane. We 99% of the time do not check luggage because I want to be able to get off the plane and go. I don't have time for that. And we, find our car, which we've done well the last 2 times. High five. But prior to that, we would have some issues remembering where the car is. So you talking about 3 hours, 3 hour flight. So 6 hours, without him smoking.
How is that a problem for a non-addict?
Well,
oh, my ass. How is that a problem? You just said he's not an addict.
I say he's not a hardcore addict.
I almost said something bad.
But I think we do pretty well, especially going places. Like you said, we're excited. 9 times out of 10, while we're waiting, he will, I'm not going to say never, but we have only ever been late for 1 flight. And actually, we weren't even late. We got to the airport an hour and a half before the flight, and they said we needed to be there. No, we got there 2 hours before. They said we need to be there 3 hours before. So that was the only time that we missed the flight and had to reschedule. He will be at the airport 5 hours ahead of time if I was okay with it. So that time frame, I'm usually asleep. We grab a coffee, grab something to eat. We chilling. We are chilling hard. So for us, I think we manage well in the airport. Like you said, coming home from places, depending on the timing, like if we leave the resort, get to the airport, the issue comes into what he's going to eat. Options are slim, but we got to figure something out. So that's where the issues come in. And I have learned to just kind of be quiet and let him manage his feelings, help along with getting us something to eat, assessing, maybe he needs to walk to get us something to eat. Sometimes maybe I need to walk to get, because that gives us that space and break too, with you going or me going, and we just kind of chill.
So we keep the mini divorce. That's a wrap. Back to the podcast, episode 284. Again, rest in peace to Nolan Xavier Wells, and condolences to his family and everything that they're going through. Mm-hmm. It's a wrap. If y'all know by now, if you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.
You're gonna high five me.